Hello everyone, today on Scottish Memories I am chatting to Gail Porter. So how are you all? Hope you are all happy and healthy and well out there wherever you are. Just before we get started today, just remember, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe and leave us a review if you're listening out there in podcast world. And if you're watching on YouTube, please remember, leave a comment, leave a like, and of course subscribe to the channel as well. It would mean the world, it really, really would. But I'm actually really, really excited today because today I am chatting to Gail Porter. Gail is an actor, comedian and presenter who has appeared in things like How To, Fully Booked, Live and Kicking, The Big Breakfast, The Movie Chart Show, Wish You Were Here, Top of the Pops, Dead Famous, The Gadget Show, Loose Women, Celebrity Big Brother, and so much more. Gail, hello, how are you?
I am absolutely going mental. No, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm just doing the same as everybody else, coping with lockdown, and it's very nice to see your face and hear a nice Scottish accent because I'm stuck in London.
You're down south then, are you?
Yeah, I've been trying to get. Sorry if you see a tail, that's my cat. She likes to get involved. Yeah, I've been in London. I was supposed to come up, obviously, last year, and then lockdown happened. So it's just been me and the cat.
But the cat's good company. Well, I say that, but cats do what they want, really, don't they?
Yeah, well, she's kind of cuddly. She's all right. She's a bit grumpy, but yeah, it's been tricky. I keep shouting out the window at people, and people are looking at me going, "I don't know you. I don't care. You're just a I wave at."
Talk to me, someone.
Scottish people are so friendly, and I was like, "Well, whatever. Yeah, what?
We're the opposite. We've got two dogs, and they've got way too used to us being in all the time.
Oh, even if I go to the shops, my cat is looking at me as if going, "Sorry, where are you going? What's happening?" Because I'm in all the time. I get up, I get showered, I get dressed, I put on some mascara, I do my hair, and then I think, where am I going? Nowhere.
Yeah, it is kind of that. It is exciting if my wife turns around and goes, "Oh, we're kind of needing more nappies." I'm like, "Yeah, I get to go out. I get to go out."
I'm going shopping.
I can't wait to get to Lidl.
Do you know what? I actually passed Lidl yesterday, and the queue was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know, because I had to get a bus to go to Victoria Station, and so I was getting a bus, and I was like, "Oh, there's a Lidl," because there's no Lidls near me. I thought the queue was like all the way down Kilburn, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's in there? What is there? Like a magic?"
We've kind of fallen in love with Lidl and Aldi lately because, it's good stuff. It is good. And the nappies at Aldi are brilliant. They are honestly so good.
We're going to be in the next advert, and I'll go.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. No, the thing is, I live because it's just me and the cat. All I ever need is like cat food and Diet Cokes, pretty much. So I'm not going to queue. I'm not going to queue for that.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So I was going to say, just before we get properly started, how are you? Happy and healthy and well and everything? There's no COVID anything near you. You're happy and well.
I feel like, honestly, because I'm coming up to 50, people keep going, "Are you okay?" I am fine. I feel like everyone's just trying to kill me off. I'm still here. No, I'm okay. I think I had COVID at the very beginning.
Oh, really?
Well, my dad passed away in Spain, and I went over to identify him and then bring his ashes back. And then when I got back, I had a horrific cough, and I couldn't smell anything, couldn't taste anything. And I phoned up my doctor, and they said, "Phone 111." So I phoned 111, and they said, they heard me on the phone. I couldn't even walk down my stairs, and I'm quite fit. Well, I think I am. I could jog around the block, but I couldn't do anything without losing my breath. So they just said, we can't test you. Don't leave your house for 6 weeks.
Wow.
So that was me, 6 weeks coughing. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, imagine if I die. How do I get the cat to phone 999? How's that going to work?
Well, you've had like 9-10 months to teach a cat now.
Speed down. She's looking at me. She knows I'm talking about her. Yeah, so I was pretty ill for like 6 weeks. But now, totally touch wood, healthy, go walks every day, But the thing is, London is empty. Nobody's out. So I always feel a bit bad for going out. I've always got my mask, got my hat on, everything. I don't see anyone. So yeah, I don't mind going for a little walk. It's quite
Yeah,
nice.
it is kind of funny.
It's quite
I mean, you're an Edinburgh lass. You know what it's like up here. And I went out and took a wander about during August when the festival was supposed to be on, and it was like a ghost town.
Yeah, the festival. I've never missed a festival ever. And then this year I was heartbroken.
Well, technically, you've not missed it. It didn't happen.
But I was heartbroken for all the performers and the people that have restaurants and cafes, and that is August is Edinburgh's month, and all those. My friend who's got he's got a cafe, Gordon's, on the Royal Mile, and we always were sitting outside there, just watching the world go by, I just feel for everybody that's lost business and they've not been able to perform, and it's just really heartbreaking for everyone.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It really did hit the place bad, and that's kind of why I started this, to sort of say to the world, we're still here. Come see us when we're open up again. You know what I mean? So,
I cannot wait.
Yeah. It'd be nice once the doors are open again.
Yeah, and we're practically neighbours, because I grew up in Joppa, and you're far from me.
Yeah, not far from you at all. Not far from you at all. So next time we'll go out for a coffee. Next time you're up.
You met Lucas.
Yes, I do love a Lucas. I'd love a Lucas.
Oh my gosh, that was a highlight of the weekend. We drive to Musselburgh and go and get a Knickerbocker Glory or something, and Lucas.
My dad, I've said this before. I've said this a couple of times, because Lucas has came up in interviews a few times when I've been speaking to Edinburgh Scots, and my dad, it was a surprise if he brought a big 2-litre box of Lucas home.
When I was depressed, when I used to get like a bit down, this is the beginning of the spectrum of madness that was my entire life. If my grandpa had a 2-litre bottle, I'd take it up to my bedroom, and they go, "Where's the ice cream gone?" I don't know. That was a comparison.
I had Gordon Kennedy on.
Gordon Kennedy does the voiceovers for Kitchen Nightmares, yeah?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, and then he played a policeman in a drama, a short drama, and he was a stripper at my. It was like a really weird drama thing that we did, and it was supposed to be my hen night, and he was a policeman, and very weird.
Because I had him on right back when I started these, and we spoke about Lucas ice cream as well. And he was devastated by the end of the conversation, because he was going, "I'm stuck in London, and now I want Lucas ice cream."
You can get it. You can get it here in certain shops.
Oh, really?
I saw it somewhere. I can't remember where. I'm going to have to Google it now. But yeah, not that I'm going to go and buy some, because I'm not going out. It's too snowy.
Snowing here as well now. It's nice. It looks nice. So I'll jump into the first question now. But you're an Edinburgh lass. You said you're a Joppa lass, really, but still Edinburgh lass.
Yes, I'm totally Edinburgh. I'm 100% Edinburgh.
So obviously our experience is probably very similar, because we're not far off the same age. So, but what was growing up in Edinburgh like for you?
It was just the best, because I was in Joppa. We literally, if it was a sunny day, or not even sunny, us Scots were quite hardy. So if we were just like, "Mum, we want to go to the beach," she's like, "Just run down the road. 2 minutes, run down the road in our bare feet on the beach." It wasn't the prettiest of beaches in 1970 something.
It's a beautiful looking beach now, though. They really look after it now.
Yeah, because I went back about 2 years ago, and it was beautiful, and the cafes, and it was just absolutely stunning. But I remember we used to go down to the beach in our bare feet, and it was pretty minging, to be honest. And then we'd run along the front, and then we'd go to the shows. at the end of the prom.
Yeah.
So for anybody that doesn't understand us Scottish folk, shows is like a fun fair thing, wasn't
Yes.
it? Yeah. It was like an arcade sort of place.
I used to love going there. My dad used to work in Portobello. We didn't live there, but he used to work at the Royal Bank in Portobello when I was young.
I probably met your dad.
Yes, you probably have, because he was a manager there for a little while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I was in trouble.
But whenever, on every chance I get, every weekend, we'd be down at the shows at Portobello. It was a big thing. It was a really big thing to go there for me.
It was massive. I loved it. It was, if we didn't go to the shows at the weekend, then what was the point in having the shows? We were there all the time, probably up to no good.
See, there was a bit. It was out of where I grew up, so it was too far for me to travel without my dad. So I probably wasn't getting up to that much.
See, I went wrong when I was about 15, 16. It all just went wrong. So yeah, I was probably one of those people that you'd avoid at the shows.
I can only ever remember just constantly asking my dad for more 10 pences. Can I have another 10 pence?
Yeah. Well, it was 2 pences, even 2 pences. You put it in the wee thing, and that they've now got a program, Tipping Point. And I was like, no, that's just the shows.
Yeah.
What's that on the telly?
What? I know. I've said that to my wife many times, that because it's basically it's a 2 pence game, and they've made a hit television program out of it. It's genius.
I swear, honestly, when this lockdown is over, I'm coming. Well, did they still have?
You froze there.
Do they still have the arcades in Portobello?
There's one arcade left, and it's mostly gambling machines now. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get a Lucas. We'll grab a Lucas, and then we'll drive along to Portobello.
This is the best day ever.
I have to say, it's mostly puggies now. It's mostly gambling machines there now.
Oh yeah, I can take that up.
Yeah, and I think they've got a random bingo thing in the corner. They used to have. Remember
on the left.
Yeah.
Yes, I blinking loved that. Like it was like all the local nans were there doing the bingo. Oh my God, that's the best. Now I could be that. I'm that age. I can go and join that.
But it was a weird sort of, I think I remember, it was like a plastic thing you sat down at, and there was little doors, shutters over the numbers, because obviously it would be reused. So you didn't have a pen. It was a little plastic shutter that they used to pull across the numbers.
So funny. Oh my gosh, I wish I was a teenager. Or no, actually, I don't. Not with lockdown. But no, in the 80s, yeah, 80s, yeah, that would be fun.
So, apart from Portobello, did you get into? You must have got into town much as a teenager. You must have went exploring a lot.
Yeah, as I said, I was the girl that you didn't really want to be hanging out with. I used to go to the City Cafe.
Yeah.
So, and that was the whole time that there was the whole football, Hibs and Hearts and casuals and
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I was slightly younger than that, but very aware of it. All that sort of going on when it was at its height, really.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you read Trainspotting, you just think, oh yeah.
Yeah.
The bad times. No, but it was great. I loved it. I used to go to Buster Brown's disco.
I remember Buster Brown's. I didn't go, but I do remember it.
Market Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Buster Brown's, and it changed. And then it used to be, there was under 18s Buster Brown's. Then there was over 18s Buster Brown's. So I used to go both. And that was my Friday and Saturday night, having a disco, dancing. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And then there was a place up on Lothian Road, the Amphitheatre, it used to be called. I don't know what it's called now. It was always a big nightclub in Edinburgh. Do you remember it?
Did it then become Century?
Yes. There you go. But yeah, so you're just proving that you're way younger than me. Thanks.
I think it was Century 2000 when I was kind of going there. Then it became Revolution.
Yes, that's right. It was the amphitheatre, Century 2000. I might get this wrong, but yeah, I any nightclub. I loved the nightclub.
It's a Weatherspoons now.
Of course, it's a Weatherspoon. Weatherspoons are everywhere. Oh my god!
It actually went through a lovely moment in between where it was a live music venue. It was great. Fourth and the Fringe used it a couple of times. I think when they started Fourth One started it when they started the Fourth and the Fringe thing there for the first time. But it had some great names. It was a beautiful little, not too small but not too big music venue, and now it's a Weatherspoons.
Weatherspoons. And there was another place right down at the bottom of Lothian Road, and it was where what's the hotel down at the bottom of Lothian Road?
The Carlton Hotel.
Carlton, yeah. So downstairs there was an old jazz club thing. Can't remember what it's called, but I used to go down there.
Just like not on the Carlton Hotel, just sort of in front of it and to the left.
Yes, that's the one. And you go downstairs.
Yeah.
And they used to have live music, like live jazz bands.
Yeah, it's kind of a piano bar now.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That's the same place. Yeah, I used to go there quite a lot.
Yeah. I've been there a few times. It's a nice little thing. It's a nice little space, actually. It's one of these places that it's almost blink and you'll miss it. You kind of almost have to know about it or you'll walk past it.
Do you know what it always reminds? It's like a speakeasy, that kind of thing.
That's a good way to describe it, especially since it's all, piano music and everything as well. It's definitely got that sort of feel about it. It
was called something piano bar, wasn't it? It was because it was a piano bar, but it was called somebody's name piano bar.
Yeah, and then on is it Frederick Street? There's Fingers Piano Bar as well, which I think has been.
Right, I can't tell you any stories of that. I love piano bar. It was so much fun. I think a friend of mine owned it for a long time that I went to school with. Guy. Right. So we all used to go
Guy's still there.
Is he there? Guy Sutherland?
Yeah, because my two best friends, a band called Bleaker, play there all the time, and Harris, the guy, is best friends with Guy.
Oh my! Isn't the world a small place? Because Guy, I think, a year older than me at school.
Right.
So yeah, and so we all used to go down to Fingers. That was our place because it used to stay open until bonkers o'clock, like 4 o'clock in the morning or something.
Still does.
Does it? Well, obviously not now, but
no, not now. Because those two friends I just told you about, Bleaker, the band, during the festival and the New Year and Christmas season, they always play there. So they'll play somewhere else in town till about 1 o'clock-ish. And then they'll go to Fingers Piano Bar and play there till 5 in the morning.
That's amazing. So when I'm coming home, we're going to Portobello Beach. We're going to the shows. We're going to get a Lucas ice cream. Then we're going to Fingers.
We're going to Fingers.
And we'll see Guy. And I still remember Guy as like being 20, which obviously he's not now.
No. It really is a small world, though, isn't it? I suppose Edinburgh is not a big place, though. You know what I mean?
You will meet somebody. Everybody meets somebody all the time. When I took my daughter up to Edinburgh for her birthday, for her 18th, I got off the train, and this the train guy was like, "All right, wee man. Oh, it's great to see you." And she was like, "Mum, do they know that you're a woman?" And I went, "No." She thought because I was bald, they thought I was a man. And I was like, "No. Wee man is like, it's a term of endearment." And she's like, "Oh." And then everyone walking along Princess Street, and everyone's going, "All right, wee man. All right, wee man." And she's like, "Oh, I get it now." Yeah. She thought everyone thought I was a wee man.
Nice. But then again, if you've not grown up in that culture.
No, exactly.
No. So kind of moving on from Edinburgh a little bit, but I'm sure we'll get pulled back to it. Growing up, what was your holidays like? Was it holiday Scotland staycations, or did you explore Scotland a lot?
Caravans. Yeah. We used to go to, is it Seaton Sands?
Seaton Sands, yeah. Wait, you went from Joppa to Seaton Sands in a caravan. It's like 10 miles.
But it gets even better because like we go to the caravan, and then if anyone forgot something, my mum would just drive back to the house and get it.
Because I went out with a girl in college who was from Fife. She was from just outside Cooper in Fife, a wee town called Fruki, and she remembered when she was a kid going to Seaton Sands on holiday, and I thought that was ridiculous, just going from Fife to Seaton Sands on holiday because she could see it. You know what I mean? But you went 10 miles down the road on holiday.
It's not until I say it out loud. It actually was mental, isn't it? We'd get packed up. We had the sleeping bags. We got the Scrabble. We had everything, and we'd go to Seaton Sands. We'd be there in 10 minutes.
I know you can get the bus there in half an hour.
Oh my God, this reminds me of another holiday, which was the worst holiday. No, it was great. My dad's mate had a bus company, so we used to drive to Spain. We drove to Spain every year to a place called Sitges. We were on a bus. We get the bus St Andrew's Square, and about 3 days later, you'd be in Spain, and the adults were all drunk because they were drinking the whole time on the bus. And there was one time actually, well, I can say this now because the girl didn't die, but one of the
that's always a great start to a story.
Can you tell I've not spoken to anyone for a long time? But there was one time, my friend, her mum and dad, we all got in the bus, we all took off, and we're all sort of halfway through France somewhere, and then they went, "Where's Diane?" The kid, 10, right? "Where's Diane?" "Oh, we left her at the services." We had to drive back. The poor wee soul was crying her eyes out at the services on her own. They'd forgotten her.
Oh my goodness!
I know. It wasn't my mum and dad. It was just one of the. They were so drunk. They just thought all the kids were at the back of the bus. And we were going, wow. "Where's Diane? Where's Diane?" "She's at the services." I had the best holidays. Do you know what? This explains a lot about how I am now. Maybe.
You just reminded me of an old Brian Connolly joke where he's walking down the road and he sees this lady who's holding her bag like this, or shopping bag like this, but her breast was out, and he goes, "I'm sorry, excuse me, your breast's out," and she goes, "I've left the baby on the bus."
Don't, honestly. I remember once phoning my ex-husband, and he was in the bank, and he had Honey, my daughter at the time. So he'd taken her to the bank, and I was like, "Is Honey okay?" And he went, "Hang on 2 seconds." I was like, "Oh my God, you've left her in the car." He'd left her in the car. But she was fast asleep. It was fine. It was all fine. But he just wandered off, gone to the bank, and he's like, "Something's not right." I'm on the phone going, "How's Honey?" "She's in the car."
I like that sort of idea of something's not right, because as I told you before, we've got a 4.5 months old now. So everything takes so much longer. Everything takes, taking the dogs out for a walk takes so much longer now just to get Lillian ready. So that whole sort of idea of something's not right, this was way too easy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, wait, once you get to 18, then you've got a whole bunch of other worries to think about.
Yeah.
Touch wood, I'm lucky. I've got a great 18-year-old. She's very, very loving and very kind. So, but I still worry about everything.
I can understand that now, because we're already worried though, because she's 4.5 months old and she's becoming a cheeky wee thing. She's becoming a proper wee cheeky bism, and we're like, how can she be like this already at 4.5 months? It's like we're in trouble.
It's worse.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I'm going to go back to your holidays at Seaton Sands, if that's okay.
Oh my God.
Since you travelled this exorbitant amount of miles to go on holiday, what was holidays like at Seaton Sands then?
So I can act out for you right now. So do you remember the big beat boxes you had?
Right? Yeah.
So I had one of them, and my mate Nikki and me, I'd hold it on my shoulder. Like the biggest thing like that, playing Madonna, "Gonna dress you up in my love," and we'd walk along the beach and wink at boys like that. "Gonna dress you up in my love." And then we're like, yeah, look at us. And then Mum's going, Gail, it's time for Scrabble. You're like, oh,
It's funny you should mention that because I have friends who grew up in Long Nidri. Obviously, it's a stone throw away from Seaton Sands, and they used to say I didn't know them at this age, but they did used to say when they were younger in their teenage years, that's where they used to go to meet girls. They used to go out to the park, go out to Seaton Sands, and try to meet all the girls that were on holiday.
I love Scrabble. No, yeah, I never pulled. The most exciting thing was like when you needed a wee in the middle of the night and you had to go out with your torch to find the loo. And you're like, oh my God, yeah, because we didn't have a toilet in our we didn't have a toilet in our caravan.
I mean, I can see why you would travel these 10 miles to go for this incredible.
Do you know what? I enjoyed every second of it, whether it was like 10. Literally, you could just take me down the road and I'll be happy. I don't mind. I'm just happy smiling people and being with friends. That's great. And
yeah,
it's like, do you remember Father Ted when Graham Norton played the priest in Father Ted?
Yeah.
We were in the caravan. That was our holidays. I love that episode so much. My daughter always says, why is this your favorite episode? I went, because that's my life. Come on, everybody, go.
I think that's the episode that's got one of my favorite lines. Is that the episode where he's trying to explain the toy cow?
It's far away.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite jokes ever. This cow is small. That cow is far away.
Far away.
Right. Right, Ted. Do you understand? No.
No. Oh, I might have to watch some Father Ted this afternoon to cheer me up. Well, you cheered me up no end.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. So, at least as well, if you're at Seaton Sands, it's still very easy to get Luca's ice cream.
Well, exactly. It was easy to get everything. It was easy to just go home. Spend the day at Seaton Sands, go home, have a kip, get back, get in the car.
Yeah. I know that must have been awful if you got into trouble and your mum or dad were going, right, that's it, we will get in the car and we will drive home right now.
All right then. 5 minutes later. What was that all about?
Can we go back down now? Is that fine? Can we go back on holiday now? It's funny you should mention going on the bus as well, though, because I do find that kind of bizarre, because I was chatting to Gail Terflo-Stevens from River City and things a couple of weeks ago, and she did something very similar.
Get River City down here.
See, how are you coping?
I know, I'm not coping this like this. I want to be in River City. I want to be the woman in the background on the phone like that, going, just like an extra. I would like to do that. But, I got one little gig in River City a few years ago where I just got to come in and be a armed police thing, and I got to come in and shout at the characters and get on the ground. I was like, I loved it. I could actually see you as an armed policeman.
When I was acting professionally, and I don't know what this says, I either ever got cops or I got thugs. That was it. That was all I ever really got. When I was younger and I had hair, then I used to get a bit more. But once it started to go, it was cops and thugs. So I don't know what that says about thugs or what it says about cops.
What does it say about me?
You need a cup of tea. You need to be sitting in a cafe with a cup of tea. But yeah, Gail said that she used to go on holiday with her mum, and they used to get on a bus and drive to Spain.
Yeah, no, we did it we did it for about 3 or 4 years on the trot. It was the weirdest thing, and we'd meet up about midnight in St Andrew's Square, and then at
the bus depot.
At the bus bit, yeah. Well, no, it was actually on the square, so the big coach would come. So it wasn't actually in the bus depot, but it was near there. And then the big bus would come, and then the all the adults had like Buckfast and stuff. And all us kids were so excited because we were only little, going, we're going to Spain on a bus. We're day 3, we're like, we're going to Spain on a bus. We'd get there, and then the adults would like go to, they'd say they were going wine tasting, and then we wouldn't see them for a while. I think the first time I ever had a holiday relationship was in Spain, and I actually managed to like cuddle a bloke that was from Glasgow. All the way to Spain on a bus for days on end, and I kissed a boy from Glasgow.
Yeah, but that always happened. Whenever we went on holiday, when our mum and dad, we used to, I was fortunate. We used to get to go wee holidays to like Mallorca or something like that. You know, your typical.
You're so posh.
I know. It was but you know, it was a typical standard British holiday abroad. Though it was like Mallorca or something like that. But no matter where we went,
did you get a
sorry?
plane? Did you get a plane?
We got a plane.
Oh, you're so posh. Show off.
I was actually, me and my wife were just talking about this because I was saying we've been together for 13 years, but now there's 3 of us. We've got a wee one now, and I'm like, oh, that means when we go and if we fly anywhere now, we don't need to worry about having a stranger sitting next to us because we've got the little one now. But then I was like, oh, that means I am never getting to sit at the window ever again.
Oh.
It'll be her at the window and then me leaning across her going, look at that.
Oh, just you know what? Just getting on a plane is a happy thought.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? It's funny what's became things to look forward to.
Yeah. And it's also a time to appreciate everything. I think some people are taking it, I don't know. Everyone's taking this lockdown as however they take it. But I honestly have been thinking about friends and things that I take for granted.
Yeah.
You know, everything like that.
Yeah, it really is. Like I was saying before we started as well, just like my mum and dad have met their only grandchild once, and she's 4.5 months old. It's little bits like that, isn't it? It's just, oh.
It is. It's hard, you know. But they've met her once, so that's good, and then they've got something to look forward to.
Yeah, and I'm excited. They both had. My dad got his Jag on Saturday, and my mum got hers today. So I'm happy now. They've had their inoculate. Well, they've had their first dose. So at least they're both in their 70s. My dad's 76, just turned 76. And my mum's early 70s. So
we'll just enjoy every moment of them because I don't have mum, dad, grandparents, anything. Me, cat, and an 18-year-old. Whatever.
Yeah, but now you know that you're coming up to Edinburgh. You and me are going to hit the town.
Oh no, exactly. We're going to go mental at the show. I'm going to actually go to the bank and get loads of 2p's and 10p's, and then we're just going to have the best fun ever.
Yeah, we're just going to play tipping point all day. We're going to pretend we're there. I'll bring fake questions.
Yeah, get a cat out of Ben Shepherd.
Yeah. We'll get him. I'll read the questions, and every time you get a question right, I'll give you 2 pence.
You can't not love that. That is going to be the best day ever.
I know.
I cannot wait, honestly. The day I get to Edinburgh, when I'm allowed back home, I am just going to hug everybody, and if I'm allowed. But do you know what I mean? I just want to come home so badly. That's how much Edinburgh means to me. Edinburgh means everything to me. It's home, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I take it for granted. Well, I used to take it for granted but then I said I used to take it for granted when I lived in London, because I lived in London for like 6-7 years. It wasn't until I moved away that I became very Edinburgh proud. It wasn't until I moved to London that I was like all the time. Any friend from college at a break, I was like, "Come to Edinburgh." Come with me. Let's jump in the car and we'll go to Edinburgh. And any chance I could get, I would bring a mate up to show them around because I do love it.
I was the same when I was at college. When I came down here, and I was always inviting people. My mum used to have my friend Robert Popper, who wrote the Friday Night Dinner, Channel 4. He used to come up mum's house, and I was like, "Come up to the Edinburgh Festival. It's the most amazing thing." And he used to come and stay up with me and mum.
Yeah.
And anyone that would listen to me, I was like, "Come up." And my mum was always going, "Yeah, they can stay here." Didn't really matter. Nobody cared. They were like, "Yeah, you can do whatever you want as long as you're
Yeah,
happy."
I was lucky that way as well. My mum and dad, always, any of my friends, there was always an open door. I said, yeah, have you come, bring them up, let's see. And then we'd go into town. I'd show them everything. And that's what I do with this now. It's what I do with the channel all the time now. I'm out saying, right, look at this. Look at these gold bricks on the way around.
I want to do this every week.
You're in the ideal position for me now, though, for someone who obviously loves Edinburgh as much as I do. What do you really miss? What are you really missing about the place? And I don't want you to get depressed about it. But
I've tried to keep smiling through this. Just, do you know what? It's my friends, just people, and the happiness in Edinburgh. The fact that you can walk up the street and someone will just smile at you, or you'll bump into someone and goes, "Oh, do you know someone who knows someone who knows someone?" You're going, "Oh yeah, I do, yeah," that kind of thing. In London, if someone smiles at you, I think, "Oh my god, I'm going to get mugged." Not all the time. Not all the time, but I think, what have I done? Have I done something wrong? But do you know what? Don't get me wrong. There are lots of amazing friends down here in London, and I do love it very much. But I just miss home. I miss Arthur's Seat. I used to run around Arthur's Seat every Sunday, and I miss that. I miss the fact that I could just jump on a bus and be at Arthur's Seat or be on the Royal Mile and just walk. And I could be at a palace. I could be at a castle. I could be up a hill.
Yeah.
Don't make me cry here.
I'm not. Well, I have to say, it's what I've said it in so many of the stuff I've made about Edinburgh. I love the fact Arthur's Seat's one of my favourite places as well. I love the fact that we have this massive hill in the middle of the city, and we haven't touched it. We haven't built on it. It's not now covered in building. It's just this massive hill, volcano, bang, in the middle of the city. I love it.
You can go and feed the ducks at the bottom, and you can go and feed the ducks at the top. Or it's just like, you couldn't make it up.
Yeah. And I always used to love, because obviously there's the ruins of St Anthony's Chapel on there as well. And my born name is Anthony, not Tony. And I always used to be like, that's my chapel, just because it's St Anthony's Chapel.
Do you know what? We used to go on holiday there.
Well, you've left it in some state, can I just say?
We didn't really, just in case anyone's like going, "Oh my god." No, we didn't. It was a joke.
But I have to say, like, all the sort of, like, it's funny because obviously we've already found out. You're right about the whole. You can meet someone that you both know. I mean, that's already happened to us, and we've only been talking for 20 minutes. But it is funny when you hear all the sort of places, because there's places in Ed.
If you know Guy, do you know Niall Middleton or Kieran Middleton's? No.
The name rings a bell. I only know Guy because my mates play fingers, so I only know him from there. I don't know him out yeah. But I remember all the places I used to love to go, like just obviously down the City Cafe, just at the bottom. There used to be a nightclub at the bottom there called The Kitchen. Yes. And that's where me and my mates used to go all the time when I first started going out in the clubs and things. And obviously, if you went to The Kitchen and you couldn't get a snog off someone there was something wrong with you, I think.
If you couldn't get a snog in Sneaky Pete's, there was something wrong with you.
Sneaky Pete's. Sneaky Pete's just along the road there, yeah.
But you know what? It's one of those places that you actually, when you were walking, when you get stuck to the floor, Sneaky Pete's, you were always stuck to the floor because it was grim, but great. I love it. I went back there to do a comedy gig about 2 years ago for the festival.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I got a t-shirt that's going, "I've been to Sneaky Pete's." So I went, I've done so much more in Sneaky Pete's that you've
And it's not a big place. It's not a big place, Sneaky Pete's, at all.
It's tiny. But oh my God, when I went into the toilets, I went, oh, I remember you guys. Because you used to snog strangers in the toilets. I didn't. A friend told me that that's what happened.
Yeah. But that was my sort of area, clubbing area. We were always Cowgate Grassmarket. That's where we always kind of went.
And you know, now at the very bottom, they've got a hotel called the House of Gods.
Where's that?
So basically, you go down from City Cafe, and you can see it on that street.
Oh, where is that? That's what they built. Where kitchen and things was.
It's the most amazing place. Take your wife there.
You know what? I've never been in. I've never been into that new place.
Get a babysitter, and then go. It's the most romantic. I mean, the rooms are tiny, but it's romantic and beautiful and amazing.
I'll have to put it.
Tragic single person going, and they're going, oh, are you here for a romantic, is it an anniversary? I went, no, it's just me. But they've got a cocktail bar, and it's tiny. I mean, literally, I think you get about 10 people in the bar. So it's literally, as you walk down, what's the street with City Cafe again?
You know what? I've been trying to avoid saying it because I'm feeling bad that I can't remember. Just down the Tronkirk down sort of thing.
Yeah. But anyway, go down there. House of Gods. It's tiny. They've got a big Rolls Royce outside, and it's all really dark, very gothic, beautiful. They've got a little buzzer in your bedroom, and it says Prosecco. So you just buzz.
No, they haven't, have they?
Yes, they do, honestly. And you just press. So it's like Prosecco, help, or something else. And you just press Prosecco, and they bring it up, and they leave it outside your door, and they're going, it's delivered. You're like, seriously? It's amazing.
You know what my head did there when you went, there's a Prosecco, there's a help. All I've got is someone pressing the help button, going, can we help you? Yes, the Prosecco button's not working.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, we need that. Yeah, we need that fixed, please. It's the nicest place. House of God. Remember this and take your
I will.
wife.
I'm gonna write it down right now. House of God. Oh well, actually, I'll be able to remember when I go through this interview.
Yeah, when you get there, go. Do you remember Gail? What the bald lady that drank all those tiny shots one night? No, not her.
No. Gail, the one that broke your Prosecco button. That one.
In fact, I took my daughter there for her birthday, and they just absolutely treated her like a princess. They were so amazing. It was really great. And it was nice to actually, we went to the zoo, we did all that kind of Edinburgh stuff. We went on a bus, the open top buses.
Yeah. I love them.
I blinking love them. I love them. And you just can say it, and you just get off and on where you want, and you can get off at the castle, and you just think, wow, do you know what? We are super lucky in Edinburgh.
We really are. But the open top buses, they are brilliant. I mean, I'm constantly looking up Edinburgh history to tell more stories, to share it with the world. Say, look, we've got this, and look, we did this, and look at that here. And it doesn't matter how much I look up, I always find something I don't know. And it's the same when you go on the buses. I'm always like, I didn't know that. And
it depends on who's telling the stories, because sometimes you can put just the headphones on. But I don't like that. There's one guy that I went on the bus and he was so grumpy. It was fabulous, right? So he's going, so if you look to the left there, we've got the Walter Scott Monument. Sorry, are you putting lipstick on? Am I boring you? And he's like, no, she's putting her lipstick on at the back of the bus. We will all stop until she's ready to listen to me. I felt like I was at school. I was like, oh my God, put your lipstick down.
Are you chewing gum? Unless you've got enough for everyone on the bus.
Any bother. But every time, like, everyone was like terrified. I had my arms down by my side, like you used to do at school, like that, going, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. And he's going, I saw you put the phone down.
The thing is, I used to work at the Edinburgh Dungeons. I used to be a performer. Yeah. I was a performer there for a while.
Buster Brown's.
That's what you. Oh, is it?
It's Market Street. Yeah, that's where Buster.
Yeah.
So Edinburgh Dungeons is like where the tourist office is.
Yeah, right beside it. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Because when I was there, it was a car park before it was the dungeons. Because you could still see the markings on the floor.
Did you play an evil baddie?
I did every one of them. I did every one of the things. But the most fun thing about it was kind of what you were saying about that bus driver. But we were supposed to do it there. We could be nasty to people as a joke. You know what I mean? 'Cause especially that first show where it's a judge, you could get people up and essentially just make a fool of them. It was great. I was like, we were getting paid to do it. Sounds like your bus driver was just doing it because he was grumpy.
I think actually he was just really angry. He was. That was what. Sometimes that makes it more scary when people actually they're not putting it on. He's actually does not like anyone. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, but Edinburgh Dungeons, love Edinburgh Dungeons.
Yeah, I was there that's how I met my wife. We were both performers at the dungeons.
Oh right, sorry, I thought you were going to kill her or something.
No. And I said this in my wedding speech. The reason we met is because I was training her how to be a cannibal at the Edinburgh Dungeons. That's how we met.
Do you know? I think that's the most adorable love story I've ever heard. Obviously, anyone that's watching this, don't become a cannibal, but you know, it's acting cannibalism.
Acting cannibals. It was telling the story it was for Sonny Bean.
Oh, Sonny Bean, of course.
Because and actually, there was a point where I was all over the dungeons. In fact, I'm still there. You can still hear my voice at the drop ride because there's a drop ride there now. You can still hear my voice there.
I love a drop ride because I've been to London Dungeons. Oh, I love
it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But I used for a long time on the boat ride for about 7-8 years. In fact, they only changed it about a year and a half ago. But for about 7-8 years, I was the voice of Sonny Bean on the boat ride, which goes, I am Sonny Bean. That was me for a long time. And even after I left, they kept it for like 7-8 years. And I loved the fact that it was still there. Now that they've got rid of it, I'm absolutely gutted.
Oh, no, bring it back. We say bring it back. Bring back. Bean voice. What I love about Edinburgh as well is the caddies, the witchery tours.
Right, yeah.
I love them so much. Like, so you go down Victoria Street and you've got the witchery, the caddies down there, and then you meet up at like 6-7 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, and you get taken around by Adam Lyle, deceased.
Adam Lyle, deceased. I know, I've done it so many times. And every time they've got people jumping out at you, and I still like go. But I know it's going to happen. But I love it so much.
That one as well. That's one of the original ones, tours. That one, and it's still good.
Oh, it's amazing. I always go in and see them every time I get to Edinburgh. I just pop in and I just buy a wee trinket or something, and then I go on a tour with them. I was supposed to go last year, but it was absolutely chucking it down with rain, and I stayed in the House of God. So I was like, yeah, House of God. I walk around Edinburgh in the pissing rain. Yeah, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. Is this button still working for the Prosecco? Yeah.
Prosecco, Netflix. Yeah, they've got Netflix and everything. So you've got a big mirror in the bed. So you've got your bed in the House of God. Then you've got a massive mirror and you press the button and it just opens and it's a massive telly.
See, that's like the dream.
Exactly.
It's almost as good as that sort of thing. You know, you get those beds where the foot of the bed and the TV rises from the foot of the bed. That's like my dream.
Anything involving telly, I'm happy. It shows how single I am. I'm literally like, when I get like messages on my phone going, Gail, something new is coming on Netflix. I was like, oh my God, it's almost like I'm getting a personal message, but I know that everybody's getting this message. But for me, I was like, thanks, Netflix. That's amazing. See you tonight.
But we're all like that. We're all like that now. We're all dying for a good. This has probably been the best year for people to go. Oh, we've got a series coming out this year on Netflix. It's going to be huge because no one's doing anything else.
Exactly. No one's doing jack beep. So yeah, but no, I think I've done most of Netflix.
I've completed Netflix.
I've completed Netflix. I've completed Game of Thrones. No, I haven't. I've not even started Game of Thrones, actually. Maybe I should do that. Oh, God. My life is useless.
We're all the same. We're all the same. We're all the same. My life's changing now to, you know,
Your daddy.
Pingu and things.
Pingu. Oh, Pingu. And the other one that my daughter liked was the Thimbles. Find the Thimbles.
I'll have to do. It's funny. I had Mark Martin from Fourth One on, who was the interview just before you went up last week, and for most of it, we talked about kids' TV in the 80s. It was brilliant. We're supposed to be talking about Edinburgh, and we end up talking about kids' TV. And we spent a long time talking about the Gladiators. He's fascinated. Remember the Gladiators?
Boris, yeah, I remember the Gladiators. It was Ulrika Johnson, wasn't it? And yeah, oh my god, yeah.
And it's kind of why I love these interviews. I never know what direction they're going to go. It's kind of why they're so much fun.
I don't even watch telly on a Saturday night because I don't get it. And I feel like, you know, I grew up in the era when we were doing the Big Breakfast or we were doing Top of the Pops and we were having fun. And now you're going, there's some bloke dressed in a costume and you've got to guess whose voice it is. What? Seriously? Are you having a laugh? I want to see people having fun. I want to see live music. I want to see, you know, I don't want to see people in costumes. Guess who I am? I don't care.
The thing is, no, but the thing is, when we were younger, it was people coming up from, you know, variety entertainment. They were coming from variety theatre and then getting on the telly, where there's that background doesn't exist now.
No, it's all gone. It's all just kind of we're playing 2p, you know, arcade machine games on primetime telly. Come on now. Seriously?
But it's avid watching.
It is actually. And I was going, no, go to the right. Go, no. Oh, why am I watching this? Oh, yeah.
I do love the fact that we've now all got tactics for playing that game.
It was like, you know, I did Mastermind, and that was quite funny. But then also when I did that, and then suddenly I watched Tipping Point, I was like, oh, I'd be much better at Tipping Point. The gold coin, the one with the start. No, go stick to the left.
Yeah, you've got to be on a side. You've got to be on. You've got to use that wall.
Oh my God, what has life become, my friend? What has life become?
The funny thing is, whenever I do these sort of interviews, like I said, I'm very lucky with the people that watch all around the world. Anyone watching in Britain is going to be going, yeah, Tipping Point, and you've got to be at the wall. Anyone watching anywhere else in the world is going to be on YouTube going, what is Tipping Point?
Well, we apologise right now. Basically, we're all going batshit crazy and we're watching coins drop on a game show,
yeah.
Which has got no skill involved whatsoever, apart from occasionally you can answer a question.
Yeah, and we're loving every minute of it.
The questions are so amazingly easy. So, oh God,
I'll try to pull us back on track a little bit.
Sorry, it's my fault, honestly. I live
never apologize. Never apologize.
Tangents are really great friends.
Yeah. That's where my interviews live. The tangents. But go back to our love of Edinburgh. I've had lots of people reaching out because so many people have been booking holidays and then having to rebook and then having to rebook because, you know, it just keeps getting postponed or cancelled or anything like that. But on the other hand, they're getting more time to plan. So if someone was going to come, what would be your top tips if they're coming to Edinburgh?
Oh, if you're coming to Edinburgh.
Or in Scotland in general, but, you know, we're both Edinburgh lovers.
Well, if you're coming to Edinburgh, I'll give you my phone number, right? And then... and then I'll just show you around. That'll be great. And then we'll make friends. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, look me up on Instagram. No, I'm joking. I would say definitely do Arthur Seat. Arthur Seat is 100%. Start off your morning with that beautiful walk and you will just see everything and it's wonderful. And Carlton Hill, go up to Carlton Hill, you can get the most beautiful views up there.
There's a thing. I was going to say there's a thing about Carlton Hill and Arthur's Seat, and it's the same sort of tips that I got the very first time, well, the only time we went to New York. Everyone's like, yeah, the Empire State is brilliant, and everyone goes up there, but go up the Rockefeller Center because then you get the view up there with the Empire State in it. And Carlton Hill's the same. You go up Carlton Hill, you get a beautiful view of Arthur's Seat.
So do Arthur's Seat, then go to Carlton, and then you can see Arthur's Seat, you can see everything else, and then, oh gosh, there's so many things. Stay at the House of Gods. If you're romantic and you're a couple, they should actually be paying me, but it is the nicest place. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. There's no windows.
There's no windows.
No windows in your room. There's no windows.
Wow,
it's kind of and weird and nice if you want to just shut yourself off.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah,
you'll be there for like 1 or 2 days. That's it.
Right.
You wouldn't stay there for a week because
no.
you want to have a window.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't spend the whole time in the hotel as well, that you'd go out every now and again.
It's a romantic bolt hole. So if you're like me and an old school romantic person, okay, I went on my own, don't judge me. But if you were a couple, you will love it, and it's amazing. And then what else would I say? Oh my gosh. Well, bus tour, obviously, bus tour. So, and then hopefully you get the grumpy man. And that'll make
I really want to find out who the grumpy man is now.
Yeah, and I would say if you want to go for a pizza, I would say Gordon's Trattoria, which is on the Royal Mile, and you could sit outside, or you could. It's literally like you've just walked into their family. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter anything. They just love everybody. It's the nicest. You will get a hug no matter who you are. It's one of those places. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, is that 5? Did I do 5?
I think so, roughly. But there's no limit. Do as many as you want.
You just zoned out there. You're like, is she still talking?
No, I was actually thinking about the pizza.
Right, so Gordon's, it's the nicest place, and honestly, as soon as I walk in, everyone, you just get hugs and you sit down, and it's like having a proper family.
See, and this sort of day as well, where that seems so bizarre, just getting hugs off people, you know what I mean? It just sounds so lovely and so nice. And I love pizza.
There you go. Well, they do everything. They do everything. I mean, any sort of food you want. But
this list of what we're doing when you come back up to Edinburgh is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Your wife's going to go, get out of the house, Gail. What are you doing here? Just coming back for a wee while with some ice cream. It's going to be fine. Got some pizza. It's all right. She's like, get out. I've got a kid. I was like, yes, I know. I've met him. Oh, right. The other kid. Yeah, got it.
I've got one last thing to ask you, and it's what I like to call difficult choices for us Scots. This is where you'll see. This is where we really get to the crux of the matter now. Shortbread or tablet?
Oh, I don't have a sweet tooth.
Oh, so neither.
Neither.
That's a first. I've never had a neither shortbread or tablet. Wait there, but you love Luca's ice cream.
No, I did when I was a kid.
Ah, right, okay.
I went off it. I went off sweet things when I was like 18. But yeah, no, I just shortbread and tablet. Oh, they just remind me of like going to the dentist.
That's probably why you were at the dentist.
Probably. I don't know. I've never had a filling in my entire life.
Really? I'm impressed.
I know. So, yeah, don't know why, but I've never had one. But I don't know. But the thing is, like, Luca's ice cream was nice when I was when I was young. And you can have like a tiny tub, but I think shortbread and tablet, it's just like, it feels very heavy and ouch.
I'll go with you that on the tablet. You can only if you're going to have it, you can only have it in a little burst. But I can sit with a bit of shortbread and a cup of tea any time of the day. Maybe that's the old man in me coming out.
I think if I had to choose and you had to make me eat one of them, it would be shortbread.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And
Dunkin'. You have to dunk it.
You have to dunk it. That's just a given. That's just a given.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a meat eater or not, but haggis, neeps and tatties or mince and tatties?
I'm vegetarian haggis from McSween's.
The vegetarian haggis is good. Like my
It's
wife's a vegetarian, and it's beautiful actually.
McSween's up in Broughton.
Yeah,
Have you been?
I have not for a while, but yes, I have. Yeah,
My mum used to go there all the time because we used to eat haggis, proper haggis, and then I stopped eating meat, and now vegetarian haggis. But it's so filling.
yeah, yeah. It really is. It really, really is. And who was I telling this to? Someone recently. My wife gets me to put vegetarian haggis at Christmas. Vegetarian haggis, mix it with sage and onion stuffing, and make the stuffing that sort of way, and it's beautiful. It's
You know
really
what? I bet you
nice.
sleep well after that because that sounds like a proper hearty meal.
Yes, yeah, you do a little bit. You do a little, but you're supposed to be like that after Christmas dinner anyway. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like vegging on the couch after that, really.
But last Christmas, I had, oh my God, I sound a bit like Wham there, but I had toast and Marmite.
I hate Marmite. I'm sorry. You'd get on well with my wife. She loves Marmite, but
Oh, Marmite. Oh, love it.
I can't. It's just too bitter. I just can't.
Right.
I think it's the same with me for coffee. I don't like coffee either. I think that bitterness is just not a thing.
Yeah, I like cold coffee.
But that just for me, however, I get coffee envy because I love tea, but with coffee you get all these beautiful, like we'll have a frappuccino or we'll have a this, all these different times. You don't get that with tea. You get tea.
You know, I took my daughter out the other day. She came to visit and took her out, and we actually went to Costa because they can serve you outside.
Yeah.
She's like, Mom, I really love a cappuccino. I was like, shut up, you're about 6. What are you talking about? I'm used to giving her juice and stuff. And she's like, Mum, I drink cappuccinos. I'm 18. I was like, oh God almighty. Stop growing up. Why is this happening to me? Get a milkshake. Get a milkshake. Hot chocolate. No, I want a cappuccino. I was like,
See, whereas when we go to Costa, my wife gets a latte or something, and I will get the milkshake or a hot chocolate or something.
I'll get the toasty. I get a toasty. Yeah.
Love a toasty. I do like a good toasty.
I've got a toasty machine. Oh my God. It's one of my best things ever. I said to Honey, I said, I've got like 4 things that I really love in my life. Well, maybe 5. And she went, what are they? And I said, well, you, number 1, the cat, number 2, the Dyson, number 3, the toasty machine, number 4.
Is it one of the toasty machines that that they seal the edge? Is that one that makes it triangular? I love them. I've been meaning to buy one of them for ages, and I just keep forgetting. I love them.
Do you know what I forgot was the bread? I bought the toasting machine, got home, got really excited, and I was like, I forgot to buy bread. Oh my God.
Which in fairness, that's kind of a major element on a toasting machine.
Pretty much, yeah. It's up.
I've just got melted cheese in my toasting machine. I don't know what to do with it.
No, I'm a terrible human being.
Again, this one might not really be good because, like you said, you've not got a sweet tooth. But I was going to say iron brew or whiskey. But if you've not got a sweet tooth, then iron brew would be out the window right away.
Yeah, iron brew. I used to drink iron brew, the 0, like the 3-1, whatever. That was pretty minging, to be honest with you. Whiskey. My grandpa's named Horatio Walter Stanley Twiddy. That's a real name.
That's an incredible name.
Isn't it an amazing name? But before he died, he loved whiskey. He just loved it. And I remember I was at an auction in London somewhere, and they had like really expensive whiskey, and I bid for it. So I thought, I'm going to give it to my grandpa because he's amazing. And then I gave him the whiskey, and he was like, "What's the point in that? I could just get it for £9 at the Co-op." I was like, "Well, it's kind of like posh whiskey." And he went, "Well, you just drink it anyway." I was like, "Yeah, but you know, the sentiment was there with grandpa." But yeah, so I'd probably go whiskey, I guess, because my nan used to put it in, well, hot toddies if you ever like had a cold or something.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad used to give me hot toddies when I was young, and my dad's a massive whiskey lover. He loves his whiskey. But yeah, I still have a hot toddy now if I'm feeling sick.
Well, my dad looked after me when I was a baby once, I think, when my mum had gone out, and she came back and I was fast asleep. This is a story told by my father. He's no longer with us. But anyway, so my mum was like, "How have you got her to sleep so quickly?" And he went, "Well, I only put a wee bit of whiskey in her milk." You don't do that to your child, but that's what my dad used to do. If he was left to look after, he put a bit of whiskey in my milk. I'm like, "No."
You hear those kind of stories, like the sort of thing where they go, "Oh, I just dipped the dummy in the whiskey and then gave him the dummy."
That as well. Dipped it in whiskey, put it in my mouth, and I'd be like,
You must have been grumpy when you woke up, though. A hangover at that age couldn't have been good.
I was going to rehab when I was one.
I was going to say, this one's an easy one for you. And if you're in Edinburgh, I'll ask, chippy sauce, yes or no? But it must be yes, isn't it?
100%, yeah. It's brown sauce. Brown.
Brown sauce, not chippy sauce, brown sauce.
Oh, yeah, chippy brown sauce.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like brown sauce that's got vinegar in it.
Yeah, that comes from an old glass juice bottle.
It's the best. It is the best. We've got a chippy in London, and my daughter got chips a couple of weeks back. We don't, I mean, she gets them like once a year. And I was like, "Do you have any brown chippy sauce?" And he's like, "Sorry?" It's a no from me. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
I have to say, it was one of the things when I moved down to London, because I had never lived anywhere but obviously Edinburgh, and not having chippy sauce at the chippy, I didn't get it at first. I was like, oh, okay then.
Did you have a qualifying dance when you left primary school?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, we did, because I'm old and probably missed, but we had a qualifying dance, and I remember going with Ian Bristow, his name was, and he walked on one side of the road, I walked on the other side of the road, and then after we had the dance, they were supposed to take you for tea or something, you know, something to eat. And so we went to St Andrews in Portobello High Street.
Right, okay, right, yes, St Andrews, it's still there. It's still there.
And then that's what he got me. He got me chips and like wrapped in newspaper.
Yeah.
And I still remember it. And he's like, it cost him about 50p.
Yeah. That's the bargain for now. I'd love that now. For a second, when you said St Andrews, I was like, wait, she went to school at Portobello and then went to St Andrews for chippy, but she only goes to Seton Sands for a holiday.
No, St Andrews a chippy. The best chippy in the world ever. Honestly, I'm so pleased it's still there. So when
it's still there.
It's still there for us to do on the list.
And it's got the wee restaurant at the side of it as well, randomly.
Right. Do you know what? If mum and dad were feeling well posh, we would go and sit in there. I think we only did it once, and it was like me, my brother, my mum, my dad sat, fish and chips, well posh. 2 minutes from the flat, the house. Seating stand, 10 minutes. Dinner out, 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's all about efficiency. That's what it was.
100%.
Last but by no means least, Tunnock's tea cakes or caramel wafers, but then you're not a sweet tooth, so it might not really.
Oh, yeah, not a sweet tooth. But you know what? Because they're both Scottish, saucy, both of them. Because I remember bringing a Tunnock's tea cake down from Scotland to a friend of mine in London. She went, "You do know that they've got them in the Co-op?" "Oh, do they?" I thought I was doing like an amazing thing, bringing it all the way from Scotland,
Yeah.
but they've got them in the co-op.
Yeah, but I was the same. I remember when I lived in North London when I used to when I was at college there. Wood Green was where the college was.
Okay. What college were you
But Mount View.
at? All right.
But we had a flat at Palmer's Green. We used to get the bus down for Palmer's Green, and round the corner, and it took me ages to find it because I used to just go to the little supermarket that was close by, but there was a big one round the corner that it took me a little while to figure out that it was there. And when I got there and they had big bottles of Iron Brew on the shelf, I was like, "You get Iron Brew down here?"
Yeah. This Iron Brew round the corner from me. And I always feel like when I bring everything back from being in Scotland, I feel like it's more authentic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go to the co-op and it's all there.
It's kind of like, I suppose it's kind of like how they talk about that Guinness tastes different the further away you get from Ireland, sort of thing. Like Iron Brew won't taste the same outside.
No, you need to have it in Scotland. Everything Scottish, you need to be in Scotland, basically.
Yeah, everyone should just come and visit us.
Yeah, we don't. No, not everybody. I mean, do come in dribs and drabs, but don't take over.
Yeah, don't all come at once. We'll make a schedule.
If I'm going to give you my phone number, I've only got a limited amount of time.
That's you're going to have a lot of people from like America
as well.
I get asked a lot for people saying, "Can you give us a tour?" And I'm like, I've got no time to give everyone a tour.
Well, when I come up, we will do a tour, shall we?
Absolutely. We'll share Edinburgh history stories with each other.
We'll start in fingers, then we'll end in fingers.
And actually, that's what we need to go at, because I need to hear your finger stories that you can't tell in public.
Oh, do you know what? No.
Gail, I will let you get back to your life, but this has been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for sparing the time and coming on. It's been an absolute blast.
I hope I haven't bored you. I do talk a lot.
Not in the slightest. I don't think I've laughed so much in an interview. Thank you so much. I've loved every minute of it.
Thank you for making my life a better place today.
That was so much fun. It was so much fun. I think obviously next time Gail manages to get up to Edinburgh, apparently we've got a very busy day going to Luca's and then down Portobello and then out to piano bars in town. It's going to be a very busy day when she manages to get back up, but I'll tell you, it'll be a lot of fun. Gail, thank you so much for joining me. It was a pleasure chatting to you. It really was. Again, guys, if you've enjoyed that, please remember to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, but keep yourself safe out there. Till next time, bye humans.